Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
anyone down or not to or to like ridicule their knowledge or their wisdom or whatever they have. I want to believe that they also have that God has blessed them with strength and knowledge that is applicable to. I heard that what I say at the judge. Well, I'm not judging. I'm speaking now. I have the mic now, so disclaimer: I'm not judging. Is the information, the modern day relationship, which doesn't used to be back in the day. It surrounds intentionality. If they make use of that tool of intentionality, it also brings to light how our partners can consciously and deliberately uh, thrive together, and putting by in open communication, like somebody said the other time. The lady, the madam that spoke the other time, talks about communication. They have all of these resources, and it also because they have to use this tool wisely, not as weapon or shield, but as as a tool to communicate wisely. And what are these tools? The tools of like your phone, the internet, the things that they have in communicating with their partners. But we can see that most of these tools that invoke that they have, they are few, most of them, I would say not all of them, most of them have used this tool to their disadvantage as a weapon, and which Solomon was saying in the book of Proverbs, like the a power of speech, the value of the importance of integrity, and all of those things, right? This modern day Gen Z, part of their disadvantage is I'm coming from disadvantage, right? I'll be taking it back, picking it one at a time, and then using it at advantage and disadvantage. What the modern day freedom they have, the modern day equality they have, the modern day of equality, like Uncle Ola says that the feminism, right? But they took it to another level. They have the opportunity to leverage on all of those and use it wisely as a communicating tool with their partner, but not as a weapon, though, not as a weapon, but as a tool to advance their relationship with each other. But you will see today that many of them, the so-called Gen Zs, they have the most prominent ones will be using all of these tools as a weapon against each other. The phone, by the way, the internet, by the way, they are quick to go on social media, all the bloggers and all of those things. Do I have time to start, if I have issue on my relationship, go on the social media and use it as a tool and start castigating and tell all the story out there? So we can see it. I mean, on the news, you can see it on the internet. Just search on, you just bring out a whole lot of it. So they are using this tool as a weapon, not to benefit their partner, but as a weapon. So, but if they make use, and some of them again don't use it as a shield, we should rather use it as a tool of defense, right? But they use it to attack one another. The moment if they marry today, they break tomorrow, they are go on the internet and they will start crying. I don't want to be citing names, right? We have them on the internet all over the place. They are all a bunch of Gen Z. They are all from that they were old, some of them were older than the Gen Zs, and then find themselves in this technology age and took advantage of that and try to be part of what is in vogue with the Gen Zs, and now it's causing divorce. That's why you see high rate of divorce. You see high rate of killing, husband snapping, and this and this and that, because it's there for them to use. Because of what Solomon said. If we sit with what Solomon said in the Bible, I beg every parent who have a young adult at home, let them go study that book of Proverbs. Proverbs in that day is still relevant now. If you read through the book of Proverbs in detail, it actually is still relevant, because Proverbs will always say that. Proverbs will say that, my son, 7 things that God hates, 6 things that God hates, 7 things that God dislikes. He said, thou shalt not do this. Don't go with friends. Watch who you walk out with. Friends, they are not all trustworthy. Listen to my father. Listen to your father's teaching. Listen to your mother's advice. He was really talking to the Gen Zs of his time. The young adult, that's the category, that's the age, the group that I would say they are like the young adults, that they have all of this. And now, the, 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 the beautiful thing about it is the one that is currently impregnant, if you have a child now, if you have a child that you'll be born, if you're pregnant now, meaning that maybe by next year or the year after, the year after next, meaning that one, I don't know what they call them now, they call them like computer Gen X or something like that. Meaning that right from the womb, like they have already defined that this group of people, so it will keep going like that. We can't change it. The advantage of it is to grow with it and learn to use this to our advantage. One of the disadvantage to me again will be that because it serves as tool. It's as much as it serves a tool to enable and empower. It also serves a tool of distraction. Most of the Gen Zs today, like somebody's like one madam said, most people have said from what I've listened to, they are impatient to sit to learn, and they don't have a wait period, not knowing that there is a wait moment in this journey of life. You and me know that there is a wait moment. You can't just plant your seed now. I want to reap your apple tomorrow. No, there is a wait moment. They say it's not like they say microwave kind of baby, microwave generation, right? They just quick everything. There is a wait moment. You have to learn that patience. Learn that patience to grow and empower yourself. Empower yourself. So because they lack a few of them that are patient, and patience is a virtue. It is a virtue. And I know Corinthians says that evil communication corrupts good manner. Because you flock together, someone is getting this, and that high rate of competition, is there. So I want to competing with one another. What you have, I also want to get it by all means. So it's not making them to endure, to persevere, and be patient to wait for that time fully. And that's why many of them, back in the day, how many people did they say they have trauma? How many? It is in this age that the medical doctor are giving names to everything. You cough, you find name for it. It is in this Gen Z age. You go to toilet, they will find name for it. You do one or two things, they will find name for it. Why are they finding name for it? It is in this Gen Z age, right? Back in the day, there is not. In fact, there are some names now that they will call that you will just wonder where did that name come? Where did that name come from? It is in this Gen Z age. It is in this Gen Z age because they will be complaining of one, they will complain of another, they will complain of one. So few of them that have really, endure, patiently wait for the right time, trust in God. Hopefully believe in God and look forward to a brighter hope. To a brighter tomorrow. Are the ones you will see that they are thriving, and nobody is perfect. None of them. Those ones who are not perfect, they have learned to grow, and this is where the disadvantage and the advantage again is many of the Gen Zs, because they have information out there, the issue of mentor and mentee is gradually fading out. The issue of mentor, you will see now somebody in a relationship, you say that you rather sit on the internet and be learning from reading and learning from AI, or what would AI say? If my wife cough, how should I react? Or what will AI say if my wife say not my wife now, somebody in a relationship, right? My lady says ask me for money, what should I say? So they don't really relate much with, human, the aspect of mentor and mentee relationship is gradually fading out. It's gradually fading because they have the AI tool, the ChatGPT, the Gemini, or whatever, the Google Gemini, whatever they call it. So the human relationship to learn from an elder like Elder Kosi, Elder Presido, to come and learn from them is no longer there. Or Elder Dakotas is no longer there. Or Madam, all of the madams we have in the house, to come and relate, rub minds together. So they will be wondering what you want to teach them. That is not out there. But there is difference between human relationship, somebody that is talking to you via experience, that have been through it, other than somebody that just want to sell, make money up online, and just put the article together, go on ChatGPT, machine answer you, and then you learn through that. There are two different things, which is why Solomon, I will come back to what I started with. Solomon emphasized the pursuit of wisdom. The pursuit of wisdom. The context of Solomon's book, the book of Proverbs, the pursuit of wisdom. See, filter everything you hear. Pick what matters to you. If they say I should advise an agency today, I will tell them, you see, you have everything you need that I don't have. But a piece of advice to you will be filter it, take what matters to you, pursue wisdom. Solomon often emphasized pursue wisdom and value hard work. Hard work pays. If you have not worked hard, you won't appreciate $1. You can squander it and spend it like that. If you have not really spent nights studying, not ChatGPT studying for you, or ChatGPT telling you how you approach a lady. If you have not really sit down with a mentor that will talk you through, like take a note and write it down in reality, like practically, so that is gradually fading out. That's why you see back in the day when we were doing courtship, in my days when I was doing courtship, I don't know, for myself, courtship took us like not just 6 months. It took us like months. But today it's no longer the case. Like I meet you, and now that they have online connection and matching, babe, you're beautiful, right? And they will say it is not what I ordered for that I got after 1 month. Another person appear. That is what Gen Z is producing because they have all of that there. But Solomon also emphasized the power, the need for guidance. The need for guidance. There is need for guidance because most of what we have, all of the tools that we have, like the freedom of speech, the freedom to make choice, freedom to cross whatever. If I'm a Nigerian, go marry a German, or all of those things, freedom of choice, equality, all of those tools, open communication, and everything. The most is the guidance, the need for guidance. Solomon did not make decision for any young adult, but Solomon's words were filled with words of like a mentor to a mentee, to like my son. You always hear Solomon emphasizing my son, my son, my son. When friends entice you, or you say my son. When friends do this, my son, is a human to human relationship. But when you put ChatGPT, will ChatGPT call you my son? Or will Chaz AI call you your name or whatever it does? That's machine to relation. I'm not saying that that's not important. It is important, but do it with the need for guidance. Be guided with those tools. So both the advantage and the disadvantage. I will round up with this, with like whether the advantage or the disadvantage. It will be the need for me to let the Gen Z know that be guided. There is need for guidance. Be guided. If you are in one-on-one courting or partnering or in a relationship currently in a relationship, find human life. If you guys have decided that whether you want to go that route, find human relating that you can pick up as a role model that can be of a guidance to you. To ask straight question, to ask direct question. Human really, with via experience, get their responses to help you. And this way, and I know Gen Zs have said they know it all, but you have not, it's not true that you've known it all, but you don't have that experience. You might know it all, that's another disadvantage, but you don't have the experience. So, and ChatGPT does not have the experience yet. ChatGPT is just about 2, 3 years old or 5 years. Even if ChatGPT is 7 years old, ChatGPT don't have any relationship. It's not ChatGPT is not married. ChatGPT does not have anybody he's dating. ChatGPT is only dating you and your keyboard. So don't tell me that you are learning from that. Yes, you can, but be guided to what you're learning through all of these machines. Are they not good tools? They are good tools. We don't have it back in our day. When you send a love letter back in our day, you wait another 6 months for night post. God will help you if that letter did not get missing in transit. And if it get missing, you'll be thinking that woman there hates you. You are in Sokoto, and the woman is in Port Harcourt. You'll be wondering whether she's already, in fact, the notion of whether she's dating someone else won't come to your mind because it's a teaser and you just wait for that night post letter to come. The moment it comes, you will, hey, my, hello, dear, whatever, and you go on with those love story, quoting Boys to Men, or quoting Diana Ross lyrics, or quoting all of those things and writing it down and sending it all come to the end of the road. And those days when you broke your heart, it's the end of the road you sing the end of the road song, and then you go back again, and by the time you feeding, and then you reconnect again. But it doesn't happen today again. Right? Such don't happen. It's just a phone call. It's just a phone call. And on the phone call, if that person is boring, I remember that I'm not picking up on you though. I'm not picking on you though. Like when somebody is on the phone with you, say repeating the same thing for 6 months, you get bored. I say, bro, your mind, can't you change the topic? I'm not feeling you anymore, right? That kind of those are the elements of the Gen Zs, because we have the tool to communicate, but it's a good tool. It's a good tool, but it's not really. I'm not using it to that advantage, right? You can see to the extent at which the good resources, the good tool, the equality, all of those things that they have, how it's either helping, how it should actually help, and to what extent is it helping. So it's not up to each of these Gen Zs to make proper decision. And I won't choose anything for any Gen Z. I'm also learning and I'm also growing, because it is we learn through them and we're growing with them, and to become relevant. And if you are a parent here, my prayer is the Lord will help us to be relevant. When we get to Gen X, when computer is already in their brain, we will also grow to be relevant in that age. So we should also often grow to be relevant to that age, which is what Solomon did, and which is still making Solomon's book relevant up until today. Yeah. Thank you very much. I hope I made some point. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I have been waiting for this.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It's deep.
Thank you. It's really appreciated. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. Please make friends. These are amazing people.
Thank you. It's really appreciated. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. Please make friends. These are amazing people you don't want to lose in your life. Connect with them. Build a genuine relationship. Grow. You see, we have a lot to gain from them than
but we're
to
supportive
lose.
actually.
That's why
It's not just about you getting them, they are getting you back also
Connect with
because
them.
we're growing
Not there
together.
to get you, but we're
So
supportive
please
actually.
connect with
It's
these
not just
amazing
about
people,
you
it's
getting
important.
them. They are
We're
getting you
speaking
back
on the
also
topic
because we're
21st
growing
century
together.
relationship,
So
the Gen
please
Zs.
connect with these
What are
amazing
its
tools is
advantages and
important. We're
disadvantages?
speaking on the
Like
topic
you rightly heard from
21st
Mr.
century
Sansel, he has
relationship,
spoken a
the
lot
Gen
about the
Zs. What are its
advantages and
advantages and
disadvantages.
disadvantages?
Opportunities
Like
out
you
there for
rightly
you.
heard
Like
from
he
Mr.
said,
Samson,
it's
he
not
has
going to make
spoken
a
a
great
lot
choice for
about
you.
the advantages and
choose what is right and
opportunities
maximize the
out there for you.
opportunities
Like you
that
said,
are
it's not going
looking
to
at
make a
you.
choice for
Use
you.
it for the betterment and
Choose
not
what
as
is
a
right and
disadvantage
maximize the
to you.
opportunities that
So
are
if you've got
looking at you.
contribution to make
Use it for
on
the
this topic
betterment
in
and
first
not
century
as a
relationship,
disadvantage
the
to
Gen
you.
Z's, what are its
So if
advantages
you've got
and
contribution
disadvantages?
to
Let
make
me know. I
on
will
this
give you that
topic,
opportunity
21st
to bring
century
it up so that you
relationship,
share.
Gen
Because
Z
we
is
want to
what are
learn,
its
we want to hear from
advantages
as
and
many speakers as
disadvantages.
possible
Let me know,
so that
I'll
we're
give you
better
that
informed
opportunity to
and
bring
we
it
know
up
how
so
to
that you
actually
share. Because we
utilize
want
the
to learn,
knowledges
we
we
want to hear from
acquire.
as many speakers
Again,
as
here,
possible
we
so that
listen,
we're
we
better
don't judge.
informed
We
and we
appreciate
know
every
how to
speaker's
like
opinion because
utilize
some
the
are speaking out
knowledges
of
we
personal
acquired.
experience,
Again,
out
here,
of background,
we listen, we don't
upbringing,
judge. We
or cultural
appreciate every
differences.
speaker's
So please
opinion because
appreciate them.
some are
Don't
speaking out of
criticize them.
personal experience,
Work with
out of
what
background,
works for you.
upbringing,
Pick
or
what
cultural
you've
differences. So
learned
please
and
appreciate
do
them,
with
don't
it. You
criticize them.
might not agree with
Work
every
with
speaker,
what
and that is
works for
certain,
you.
and
Pick
that is
what
right.
you've
Just pick
learned
what
and do
works
with
for
it.
you and
You
make use
might
of
not
it
agree
whenever
with
you
every
do it. And
speaker,
don't
and that
forget,
is certain,
the
and that
primary
is
aim is to
right.
grow
Just
organically,
pick what
make friends,
works
connect
for you
after
and
the
make use
life,
of it
find
whenever
out
you deem
time
it.
to
And don't
go and
forget,
engage on their
the
content,
primary
and
aim
they
is
will
to grow
equally
organically.
support you.
Make
Okay,
friends,
moving
connect
forward,
after their
Mr.
life,
Dakota, you said
find
you
out
have
time to
question
go and
for
engage on
him.
their
You can
content
go
and
ahead
they
with
will
it. Thank
equally
you.
support you. Okay, moving forward. Mr. Dakota, you said you have question for him. You can go ahead with it. Thank you.
Okay, my personal president, thank God. Now you talk this one. So now, sir, and now, in that aspect of being patient, because I asked somebody to actually explain to me how that word works, because this is the problem. How can you tell me that is most ladies, most females in schools, colleges, high institutions, even with their brain, they find it difficult to always get what they wrote unless they slept with lecturers. And lecturers are not their age mates. They are people that they supposed to go for maybe advice or guidance. And then these same people are telling you that there is a soft way to don't suffer yourself. Even though you suffer yourself, they may decide not to give you what you have suffered for unless you follow their wish. And at the same time, when they graduated, they eventually they have a job. And along the line, to them to even have promotion again, they have to go through that route again. So how do you expect what they have put in them? How do you expect them to now come and sit down one day and believe that you have to be patient in life to get what you want? Since they have shown them the way, the shortcut through school, how can those people now come back and think there is a moment in life that you should be patient?
Okay, so the question, yeah, okay. So the question is about how can they realize the virtue of patience, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, now, to speak to that, I'll first, that's an excellent question, though. Yeah, that's an excellent question. But I want to say this, right? Patience is a virtue. I'll start with that. Patience is a virtue. It's it doesn't just come. We grow in patience. Like even a kid from a child, right? You see from a child. So it's a virtue. So to just establish that, it's a virtue that and inbuilt in us. Many of us are always in a hurry. It's not just in this context. Let's take this context out and let's look at other things. Let's say, where in the area of my life am I not patient enough? Am I not exercising this virtue of patience? So now, before we go into this context of relationship, so it surrounds every other thing. So now about the school thing. Uh, the dilemma of what we currently have with the kids, I mean students back in Nigeria, let's say in Africa, the dilemma of what we have with lecturers and all of those things using, I want, I mean, before a lady that, and ladies are prey. Most ladies are prey. They fall. Let me say they fall victim of this because of the environment in the country. Now, it's not just in Gen Z. Back in my own time as well, I have few of my colleagues, like beautiful, beautiful ladies. Again, I'm not running them down. Beautiful, brilliant ladies, and all of this. And then you see a man or a lecturer that will say, until this is done, I'm not gonna let you go. And I know it's not just only home country; it's in most of the African countries. The reason is this: if you look at the scenario in African school, most African school back in the high institution, a lecturer in one city or province or college, or in one village or something like that. First off, the system of teaching, the material they use in teaching, the resources they use. If you go to most of the library, it's like school that those books in there, they should burn it. They should have burned it and get some other books and get in there. There are books like those that have been through that school in 25 years are using and reading. The same template that same lecturer that has used for 25 years is the same template he's using for the same students that are coming. So how would you expect? Is that helping each of us to grow? Now, women fall prey because it's opposites S, right? But men pay their way through. You either see a man that will go and bribe the lecturer, or take the lecturer out, or use one of his girls to get the lecturer, and all of those stuff, right? So it's both equal. Now, why that? Not that they are not patient. They are being victimized with the resource. By the grace of God, I got here. I've been through school here. I saw the system. I was so glad that I went through the school. The system in the school here is so free. Like you know that you've been through school, and you know that you are actually going. You're actually learning something in school, and there is no one that dares, no lecturer, no PhD that dares say he will victimize you based on whatever, whether until you do this before I give you the mark or pass mark or not. It's not done. Nobody does that. But the material the teacher is also, let's look at the context, the material that the lecturer is using to teach as well. It's an update. They are not using every year. The teacher will write the book. And now, not the teacher now, like the prof, they change their books. You see, like editions, something will be changed in that book, because it has to be current. It's an application of knowledge. It has to be current to what is happening. Like the book, I did human resources management and all of that. In my field and management studies, right? So, the book I used is not what they are currently using now. But come to my own country, the book I used is the same one they will be using now, and it's the same one they will continue to use. So now, and then and it's not helping most of the ladies, even the opposite S2, to broaden their knowledge, to go make research. You see, lecturer ask you to make research. Is okay. Let's use plagiarism. It's common there. You just copy what I give to you. That's all I want. And it's putting us in a state whereby, do I really know what I'm doing? So what's the way of escape? All of us are looking for a narrow. I don't want to be a victim. As a man, don't want to be a victim. The same lady don't want to be a victim, and that's where impatience comes in. Like, I can't be patient with this guy. This guy is not. We always want to get in a hurry to buy our way through it, and I'm not blaming anyone. It's because of the system there. It's because of they are frustrated. We paid a lot of money. We paid a lot of money to go through. So you are just buying. We are buying materials as well. We are not getting the value. So that's why if you are crossing over from your own country to overseas, they want to screen your result. They want to see the level of your result. They use Western. I don't know what they call it. I forgot it. I don't know why. West. They use West. Yes, they use West to grade you, to see whether it's to the standard of the school here. If it's not, you are not getting it. You have to go back. And some went ahead to they go buy the result. So many things that we can do in there. So, and that's also part of the patient. What's stopping to go through school and study and get the better grade. Not that I can't get a better grade. There is victimization, the victimization factor, an update result. I mean, so many things surrounds impatient, the virtue of impatience as a young girl at school, and not just as a young girl, even as a young boy at school. So we also want to just pay our way through. Now, to that your question, focusing on ladies who want to sell themselves out to get this result. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming the system that has sold us out. The system that has sold us out. It's not there. No girl will wish to just want to like, oh yeah, come and lay on me because I just want to get it. It's not their desire. We're all human. At one time of their life, at one time in their life, they have said, I know I'm not a lady, but I know at one time they have made up their mind that nobody except my man. But situation arose and they want a quicker, narrow escape. And the first time is not gonna end. It will go on the second, it will go on the third, and now we are producing ladies who I mean who become who become who become uh, who become so angry at men, who become so like impatient at men because they've tasted it. They've like, no, if you're not done, I mean, while I was back at the school, this is what I got, and I mean, it has opened door to them to like, this is a cheaper way, a fastest way for me to make my hands meet, and I'm not blaming them. It's not them. It's the situation that presented itself because there is always the starting point. My question to every man, to every woman is, if you throw that question at me or I mean, whatever question, situations like this, impatient, where did you get it wrong? Where was the first time it started? What happened? Tell me the story. If you're going to be sincere with me, we can have an open conversation and I'll say, now I know where it started. Now let's devise a solution. I love solving problems, and I just don't want, and that's why I don't like judging people. I love solving problems. Let me hear you out. Let's look through it together. Where did it start? When did it start? How did it start? Who was involved? Who were those? In what situation? If you've not confidently been able to answer this question, and I'm not convinced deep in my mind, in my spirit, that something is missing, then you need to open up enough. Then we'll be able to like, okay, let's look at it this way. Then we'll be able to provide a solution. To say, okay, let's retrace our steps and let's gradually work our way back. There is always healing for everybody. Then God is there to heal all of us, and God is there to also restore all of us back. So the lack of virtue, patience as a virtue, is traceable to the root cause of the first time. Why? What happened? In what scenario? Because the first time I got it, I said, oh, so there's a quicker way to do it. Then I'll go back there again. I'll continue. Then I'll go back there again. I'll continue. Then it becomes a routine. Now, by the time you not get to your adulthood or your 20s, 30s, 40s, it becomes a difficult, it becomes very difficult to break that habit because it's something you grew up in, and it applies to both men. It's the same way it applies to both women. I hope I answer your question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sampson. And Mr. Darkworth is very satisfied.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sampson.
Mr. Darkworth, are you satisfied? Was your question answered? Okay, moving forward, if you're just joining us, make friends, connect with these amazing souls, connect with them.
Okay, moving forward, if you're just joining us,
speaking on the topic, 21st century relationships, the Gen Zs, what are its advantages and disadvantages? We want to hear from you. If you've got contributions to make, let us know.
What are its advantages
from you because we want to hear from as many people.
We want to hear from you. You've got
Again,
contributions
we don't judge, but we listen. So come up with your ideas. We will be more than glad to answer all of them. Type your question there. You want to come up, let me know. I'll bring you up. Moving forward, don't forget, connect with these amazing
type your question there. You want to come up, let me know.
as well as they need. Okay, we have
Moving
another
forward, don't
speaker. Do we
forget
have more questions for
connect with these
Mr.
amazing souls. You need them
Samson? Question,
as well
reaction,
as
and
they need.
opinion
Okay, we
before I
have
move to the
another
next speaker.
speaker. Do we have more questions for Mr. Samson? Question,
Okay,
reaction,
no.
and
Okay,
opinion before I
let's
move
hear
to the
from
next one?
Risky Milo. Risky Milo, do you mind contributing on this topic? Are you
No.
good to speak?
Okay, let's hear from Risky
Risky Milo.
Milo. Risky Milo, do you mind contributing on this topic? Are you good to speak? Risky Milo.
Hello, Risky Milo. Are you free to speak?
Hello, Risky Milo. Are you free to
Okay,
speak?
I think he's not close to his phone. Okay, let's hear from Dr. Joshua. Dr. Joshua, good to have you again today. Thank you so much for creating out
Okay, I
time out
think
of your
he's
busy
not close to
schedules to
his
be
phone.
here
Okay,
with
let's
us.
hear from Dr.
We
Joshua.
truly
Dr.
appreciate
Joshua,
your
good to have
presence.
you again
Thank you for
today.
always stopping
Thank
by.
you so much for
Please,
creating
what
out
do you have
time
to
out of your
contribute in
busy
this
schedules to
topic?
be here with us.
21st century
Truly appreciate your
relationship.
presence. Thank you for
What
always
are
being
the
here.
advantages and
Please, what do you have to
disadvantages?
contribute in this topic?
The Gen Z
21st century
relationship. Thank you,
relationship.
sir.
What are the advantages and disadvantages? The Gen Z's relationship. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so I've listened to the last speaker, and really he has he has exhausted everything all. He has really done great justice to the topic, looking at the pros and cons, right? Talked about patience and a few other things that is, and how he's also talked about how the facilities or the opportunities that the Gen Z generation have. He's also mentioned how they can be of advantage and how they can be detrimental to them. So, like I said, he has really exhausted it. I would just say a little more that um, this generation, right? They are our children, they are our brothers, they are our cousins, they are our younger ones, and the issue of patience, which Mr. Yola mentioned, is something they are not able to accept. They find it difficult to be patient. They find it difficult to be patient. And in the place of patience, you are going to you'll be able to avoid getting hurt. Yeah. When you are patient to listen to counsel. You are patient to be mentored. You are patient. That is a very key thing. You are very patient to be mentored. So it is going to make you not experience pitfalls. It's going to make you not experience pitfalls. So that's my major takeout tonight, which I really want to promote. Yeah, because I have a few cousins, and then for someone like me that works in the college, so see all these children, and when they open up to you and they talk to you, you see some of their pain. One thing we must understand is that these guys believe so much in themselves, and they believe so much in their ideas. So when they have an idea, they want to run with it. So and they take that into their studies, they take that into their relationships. Telling a child that don't get into relationships now. Don't, it's going to look awkward. Why? Even the pressure he feels around him or her is enormous, right? Everybody, has a boyfriend. Everybody has a girlfriend. Then you are trying to tell this one that there is no time for this. This is time to face your future, build substance for yourself, grow competence and capacity. That you become a person of value and a person of substance in the future. It's difficult for them to listen to such advices because it's as if you are trying to cage them. Okay. But like we always emphasize on this group, you know, the essence of counseling and the place of praying for them, that God will make them listen to the things that they have been taught. So many of them have used many of them have turned the advantages they have in their time to become detrimental to their future. You know? So they meet people on social media. If you recall the daughter of the general who was killed like 2 3 years ago, is it Cynthia? Yeah, I think Cynthia. You know, where did she meet the person? It's online. You know, they met the person online and believe this is going to be a relationship or something, and then she went to meet the person unknowing he's a murderer. So they have the social media, they have access to information, like Mr. Yola said. Usually, they want to get a girl and they lack ideas, they can easily put that on ChatGPT. ChatGPT can give them some suggestions, right? But when problem comes, ChatGPT will not solve the problems, right? When they run into serious career-threatening problems, ChatGPT will not bring solutions. In fact, ChatGPT will not tell them sorry. So, the 21st century relationship is on a very different trajectory, trajectory between among these children. So, we as parents also, we need to step up. We need to step up, right? Be able to give an answer that is adequate when the young ones ask. It's not just a matter of don't do it this way because you should not do it. You have to back it up with 21st century evidence. So as guardians, as parents also, we have the duty to study, to go to conferences, listen to communities like this and get enlightened so that we're able to adequately provide what they need. And when we provide what they need in terms of mentoring, in terms of guidance, they are able to come to us where we earn their trust. Yeah, let's put it that way. We earn their trust and they are able to say, oh, let me talk to this my mentor. He can show me way out and give me advice that will put me on the right track. So I really appreciate I just came in, but I met our last speaker speaking. I really appreciate what he has said. Just trying to add a few things. And he mentioned a few things also. He was responding to the last question about that he was talking about the curriculum, the books. So just to comment that the way it's done here in US and in some other countries, once it's even getting to the end of the semester like this, like I think 2 weeks ago, I began to receive emails from the library telling us to list the books we are adopting for the next semester. So we begin to key in the books, right? And then, like once in 3 months or once in 2 months, we have what we call the K-board meeting. So that is the state education board, where we meet regularly to review books, review syllabus, report trends. People come with their ideas. Should we drop this book? Should we keep using it? Okay, we just got a new book somebody wrote. Should we adopt that? So even before the semester starts, right? We have that meeting, and then we so everything is always updated. It's not old books, old lecture notes, or everything is always updated. And in fairness to Nigeria, also, let me just chip this in also. I think the private schools are doing a good job. Yeah, the private schools, particularly, more private schools are doing a good job in updating their library. Yeah, so I think the private schools seem to be doing better than the government schools in updating their library. If you go to many private schools library, you will see, new books, new journals, e-books. Yeah, they have e-libraries also in many private schools now. So they are also getting better, but still far away from what obtains in the Western states, in the Western countries. So um, two things, like to summarize what I've said, two things: the opportunities these guys have, has become could be detrimental to them. Then we also, as guardians, should be able to update ourselves, update our knowledge, so that we can be real guardians
Thank you
to
so much.
the
Thank
Gen Z
you. Thank you so
generation.
much.
That's my little take on
Thank you,
this.
thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you so
My phone
much.
is hanging. Let me
Thank you
transfer
so
it to
much.
the other phone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I
Phone
don't
is
know if you can
hanging.
hear
Let
me.
me transfer it to
My
the
phone
other
is
phone.
hanging. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying to
Thank you so much.
transfer
I don't know
it
if you
to
can hear me.
the
My
next
phone is
phone.
Yeah, I
hanging.
can hear
I'm
you.
trying.
Suddenly
I
started
can hear
I'm
you.
hanging.
trying to.
Guys, do we
I'm trying
have
to
questions
transfer
for
it
Dr.
to
Joshua? Let me
the
transfer it.
next phone
Do we have
because
questions
it
for
has
Dr.
suddenly
Joshua?
started again. Guys, do we have question for Dr. Joshua? Let me transfer it. Do we have question for Dr.